Well, hey guys, good morning. Big A, I'm out here in my front yard today. Unfortunately, here in Nashville a couple of days ago, we had about 6 inches of rain in about 3 hours, and it flooded the Greenway. I drove down there day before yesterday and looked at it. There was about 6 inches of mud all across the Greenway. It was in the parking lot. I didn't want to put on my rubber boots today to go down to the Greenway, so I thought I'd take a walk out in my front yard. Man, I hope you guys have had a great weekend. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, mine wasn't so great. I'm not that guy that tells you every single day my life is magnificent and it's always uphill. There's always a view from the top. I spent the weekend dealing with kind of a situation that I had in our community, and hey, it's all good. We all have situations that we have to deal with, but I don't want to come here and lie to you and say that my day was unbelievable, because it wasn't. And let me tell you what it was about, and I want to help you with a situation that I have to constantly be working on myself. Back in 1999, I ran for a political office. It was the 10th district seat at the Metro government. And I met with a friend of mine named Eddie Baker. Eddie had helped other politicians get elected. He is an unbelievable guy. We've been going to church together now for several decades. And what an awesome guy. So I was excited, and we met at a place called Mason's. It's a little restaurant right outside of Nashville. It was about 6 a.m. in the morning, and I was fired up. I mean, I was pumped. And he said something that day that has radically transformed the way I view many things. So let me tell you what he said. I came with my notebook, and it was opened up, all the people that were going to help me do certain things, and I started going down through the list. He said, close that book up for a second. He said, I want to talk to you. I said, okay. So I closed the book, and he said, you've already reeled off all these people that are going to help you and do these things. And he said, I want to give you a piece of advice. He said, expect nothing from anyone and you'll never be disappointed. And I said, Eddie, there is no way that is possible. That's not humanly possible. And I agree today, that is not humanly possible to expect nothing from anyone. But I do want to tell you this, and it has played out well in my life over the years. We really have unmet expectations that causes huge disappointment in our life. And the more that we can exercise what Eddie is saying, expect nothing from no one and you won't be disappointed, is true. And here's the reason it's true. We don't know people's situation. Even family members. There's oftentimes family members, I said they should do this and do that. We don't know what they're going through. We don't know the trials that they're having. I was over our finance at our church once, and we had a fundraiser. And I, being there for so long, knew people's situations, I thought. And as I looked through the contribution records and the amount that people were giving, I was the only one privy to that. I would think, well, my goodness, that person could give more, or this person should do this. I don't know their situation. See, I don't know what they've given to in the past. I don't know what crisis that they may be going through. Oftentimes we expect people to do certain things and we don't know the whole story. It's the same way with your wife and your children. We say, you should do this, you should do that. Well, you don't know where they've been. You don't know the life experiences that maybe has caused them not to do those things. Or the help that we expect people to give us, we don't know the whole perspective. Tony Dungy is one of my favorite coaches of all times. And he talks about it in a devotion book, how to have different perspective. And he said one of the keys to his success has been watching game film. And he said that one of the cameras sits at about the 50-yard line and gives a perspective. But there's another camera that sits in each end zone that gives a different perspective. And they overlap those. They dub that film so they can see both perspectives simultaneously. It's the same as we should do in life. Maybe we should gather more information before we impose on others expectations. Now, let me tell you, I want to raise my hand here. I'm guilty, and I have to fight this nonstop. But the more I've been in leadership, the more I've seen it. And the more I've been around people on an ongoing basis from an employer standpoint or a facilitator standpoint, I have a little more grace because I've got different perspective. I sit in the north end zone of the Titan Stadium, and we have more armchair quarterbacks on the planet. They're saying they should have run this play, they should have done that, they should have put this person in, they should have done this. Well, listen, the coach is getting paid millions of dollars. He's watched exponential hours of game film. He's got more data than we do to make these decisions. So just be careful as we go through life, having expectations on other people when we don't have all the data. Again, for the third time, I want to say I'm guilty of this. I fight this all the time. It's easy to have expectations of others. But let me just tell you, when you have less expectations, you're not going to be disappointed as much. What we should do is be focusing on what we are responsible for doing, the things that we should be doing. And I want to tell you, I have let down so many people over the years because I was too busy worrying about what they should do rather than what I should do. I took my good friend Bob Warren to a place to speak one time, and I thought what he had to say was unbelievable, but these guys absolutely clobbered him. When we got in the car, I said, "Bob, what do you think?" He said, "What do you mean, what do I think?" And I said, "Well, that didn't go exactly the way I had planned." And he said, "Well, I had no expectations. Where are we going to go for breakfast?" And I thought, man, I want so bad to be able to do that. Our lives are going to be happier when we let down our expectations a little bit until we have more data, until we have more information. And I promise you it will serve you well over your life. Well, guys, go out there today and crush it. I hope things are unbelievable for you. Hey, whatever you do, wherever you're at today, you watch the Predators as we kick the Ducks high and in to finish up this series so we get in the Stanley Cup Championship. Go Preds! Big A coming to you live from his front yard. You guys have a good one. We'll see you.